Hello and welcome to the channel. It's a little bit off topic, but it is regarding a laptop purchase to do content quicker, as my old laptop's 6.5 years old now and it's a little bit sluggish. And I ordered a new Dell laptop, as my old one was Dell, and with it lasting 6.5 years, which I've never had a laptop last that long, I thought, oh, I'll stick with Dell. So I ordered one online, pretty much to the spec I wanted, and it came basically yesterday, 10 o'clock in the morning, and by sort of 4 o'clock I discovered that there was a bit of a fault on the speakers, and they vibrated, and vibrated, you know, quite excessively. It's not what you expect from a laptop of this cost. So I contacted the support at 4:30, and they requested, well, 4:35 the agent came to me. The first 5 minutes was talking to an AI thing, and then 4:35 the agent, he requested a video so of the noise and so on, so I did that, and he listened to that and then came back to us and says we need to do some remote work on your laptop. So he wanted to connect remotely. At 5:05 he connected remotely to the laptop, and then at 5:35 he asked me to see if it had been resolved, and unfortunately no, the issue was still there. So at 5:37 he said he'd check again, and then come 5:56 he asked me again, is it still vibrating, and yes, the problem was still there. So then at 6 o'clock he asked me to run some tests, which I did. I run the tests. He sent me a video and I run these tests, but it was supposed to ask me about some audio things. Anyway, basically it didn't do that, so I offered, shall I do the test again, which he asked again. Yes. So at 6:17 I run that test again, and unfortunately there was no audio options at the end. So basically I then sent him a screenshot of what there was at the end, and he then was a little bit of a while coming back to us. At 6:40 says, are you still there? And then they came back, says, yes, but can you send us another clip of the vibration? So I did send them another clip. MP4 audios didn't work, so then I had to send them a video again. And then by 7:10 they finally agreed that yes, the speakers are faulty. You know, I did tell them that at the beginning. It wasn't really a hardware fault, or a software fault. You know, it couldn't have been. I mean, I said to the wife, I says, if it comes back at this, I'll be amazed. But anyway, that doesn't matter. They have to do their thing. So at this point, it took a while, but okay, we get there. So then I wasn't happy that the response was, I'm going to get refurbished parts and it take 5 days. So I was under the impression I'd paid for premium, which is pretty much next day. Anyway, the way that they get around this is subject to parts being available. So they have to order the parts get sent to your house, then the engineer comes when the parts arrive. So there you can see that it takes about 5 days. So and then I weren't happy that the refurbished, so I mentioned about, I'm not happy that the refurbished, it's an 8-hour-old laptop, you know, and eventually they came back to me after even longer wait and explained that 9 times out of 10 they're not really refurbished. As an example, if I sent this laptop back to Dell now, which I have 14 days to return it, it would probably go to that centre and then be stripped down for parts and sent out. So it is probably still a brand new part. So anyway, okay. And I says, in the end, I says, okay, you do what you have to do, and I'll take this up with Dell Customer Services. And that was at like 7:30. So, you know, I'd been on the thing now a good 2.5 to 3 hours of talking to him, and from now on he was very slow in any reply to me. And I kept saying, have you ordered? No, not yet. Waiting for the supervisor. I couldn't understand why we needed to speak to the supervisor. But anyway, the supervisor finally came on at an hour later at 8:30 and wanted the invoice, which I sent them the order thing first through, which is all the same details. It's only the price at the end, but okay, I found the invoice, sent that to them, and we're now touching like 9 o'clock, you know. And then he comes back to me and says it will take a good 1 to 2 hours to submit. And, you know, we're now 9:20 now, and I'm getting like, thinking they're taking the mickey out of me now. But I left it at that, you know. And anyway, later on, about sort of like about 10:30ish, I could see the chat starting to move. So I thought, oh, okay, so it looks like he's typing now. And anyway, he didn't come back to us. Anyway, then on the actual support in the actual account, I then noticed that the support had been updated with the date 10/28. So he literally had obviously gone back to the chat, scrolled back for my details, found the details, submitted all the details while I was on the chat, and then at 10:30, 3 I think it was, he then come back to me, said it was all booked in for well, not tomorrow, but it was all booked in to request the parts will come to me. And he then says like 3-5 days, something like that. So I thought, to be honest, you know, this is now 10:30, and I started this conversation at what, 4:30. I think that's excessive, totally beyond a joke and totally excessive, and they've totally took the mick and took their time on replying. It should not take that long in any way, you know. I'll accept up to 7 o'clock type thing, because it took me a while to do the video clips and so on and what they wanted. So I sort of kind of think the second one was done on purpose, wasn't required. But okay, we did it. We've done 2 clips. At least they've got 2 clips to prove that the noise was there, and so on. But to actually keep continually asking, you know, have you submitted it? Why you not submitted it? And so on, and it just didn't get submitted. I think Dell will like to see this video, and they obviously can pause the video. I'm just talking over it. I'm not in time with what's happening, because obviously at the moment it's still 9:15 and I've gone past that. But hopefully Dell will go through this. They can pause it at the sections and read all the messages, and date stamps are all there when it was done and the times, how long it took. And I'd like somebody actually from Dell to actually think, yes, this wasn't correct, this is a poor procedure, and for something as simple as just a couple of faulty speakers, it should not have took that long to diagnose, and should never have kept a customer on that long. You know, I had my dinner sat in front of the laptop. You know, it was a quick rush to the toilet. The whole evening didn't do anything, where I should have been setting the laptop up and getting it going and what I wanted. It was all wasted. The whole day was literally wasted, from sort of like 4:30 onwards. I don't think that's acceptable in any way, to be honest. And it's, you know, it's put me off Dell. I now feel like I want to send this laptop back. I have the right to send it back in the next 14 days, starting today. But then I like the laptop that I've had prior, so it was a good laptop. It's lasted 6.5 years. I've never in my life had a laptop last 6.5 years and still ran all right. It's only just been struggling with this editing, with the content creation things. So, you know, if I weren't doing that, the laptop's still going great, and I will still use that in the office as just a spare, but I won't be creating my YouTube videos on there. It just takes a little bit too long to render, and the special effects. And the other day, one of the videos, it's a long video, I was doing like a 10-hour video. I was at 17 hours of rendering and at 98%, and then it decided to conk out. So that was awfully frustrating, and you know, that laptop nearly went through the window at that point. But you know, it's one of those things, hence why I purchased a new laptop. I did spend a bit of time in the evening while I was waiting on this, looking at other laptops, but I just couldn't find a spec the same, or a similar spec the same, or to be able to do what I wanted like I can with the Dell. This is pretty much literally all I wanted. A little bit more money than I expected, but at least it's what I wanted, and I accept that. And then I've had the 3 years premium support on it as well. So, you know, it should be trouble-free for the next 3 years and see me through. But I really am sort of like unsure now whether to keep it or send it back or whatever. I will still keep looking for another one. I have got time. If I find something that I like, I might just even send it back because it's really poor. So hopefully Dell will see this video. Hopefully Dell will see that this was a bit over the top and too excessive and not really what they expect their customers to actually go through. It is beyond a joke that's not on. And I would appreciate anybody's comments, you know, if you feel that I'm wrong or they was right. I will admit 100% they was mega polite throughout. There was no aggression in any way or anything out. They were mega polite all the way through. They did nothing said. All they did was just take their time, you know. And okay, I understand they're dealing with, say, 3 or 4 customers at the same time, but there should be something that says, hang on, this customer's been on now 6 hours or whatever it is, and you know, to get that customer off quickly, because it shouldn't be on that long. It shouldn't be. And at the end, they definitely took the mickey of me with that. It takes 1 to 2 hours to submit. No, it didn't. You know, they just wanted to let me wait for this reference number, and so on, and that's it. So yeah, if you could also just tag Dell in this as well. If it's been tagged before, just keep tagging Dell. The more people that tag Dell in it have got more chance of actually Dell seeing it. I'm obviously going to share it around, and I'm going to tag Dell in it and so on. I want them to see it. I'm going to be on the phone to Dell today. Hopefully it will have uploaded to YouTube by then as well. So I just want to know if this is normal or if this is acceptable service. I mean, later on, their so-called customer service woman came on, or man, I'm not sure, or customer service person, let's be correct, and asked me about some questions and so on, and I just says, you'll see the video tomorrow on YouTube. So, and that literally, it was it. You know, on this chat, I've had, I think, 4 people. There was 2 people on it at the same time while they was doing the remote work. A Dash, I think something was the name, and then Kieran, and I can't remember what the agent's name was that was supposed to be the supervisor. But yeah, so please, and obviously, if you can subscribe to my channel is normally Travel with Chu and Mark. We do travel vlogs. We are off to Thailand in literally 2 weeks' time, which is what I wanted this laptop for. So that's another thing. I didn't want to take the old one with me and have to struggle doing content in Thailand, but who knows yet what's going to happen now. And we're off to Thailand for a month. That'll be a slightly different sort of thing, because it's not going to be normal tourist destinations. The wife's Thai. It's more a family visit. So we'll be deep in the middle of Thailand, in literally the middle of nowhere. So there'll be some unusual, some different style of content for that. So yeah, please drop us a subscribe. And then in August, we're back on the cruise ships. We're doing an NCL cruise. We're going around the British Isles and then over to France and to the Netherlands again. And that's with NCL. We've not been with NCL before. So yeah, just please do drop us a subscribe and clout the channel out massively. And if you can, drop me any comments on this. Would you be happy about this? Would you send the laptop back? Would you keep it? You know, let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm just sat here. I've been awake all night thinking about it. You know, because thinking, I feel like I've been treated. It's mistreated. So yeah, I seem to be waffling a bit now, but I'm trying to remember everything that happened yesterday as well. So yeah. Anyway, if you got this far, thanks for watching, and there isn't a lot left now. It's pretty much finished. It's now what, look, 10:40, and we're just talking to the lady. I'm just telling, or the man. I mean, I don't know. I'm Paras. I don't know if that's a woman or a man. Sorry, whichever it is, it's whoever. And we're just literally now just talking about, you know, I asked for them to email the chat. They couldn't email it. They had limited access to emails. I mean, that's just beyond a joke anyway. And I have then obviously done this video, and obviously I'm saying I'm going to put it on the YouTube, and I'm just basically now saying that you know, the answers to your question, am I happy or whatever, I'm happy that it's got submitted and the resolution is on its way. I just think that the time scale of being online was just far beyond a joke. You know, it's 10:40 that reply, and I think she just literally said thank you straight after that. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. It'll come up in a minute. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to put a couple of QR codes up at the end. If you're watching on your TV, you can press your up arrow, and that should get you to the menu to subscribe. Or if you can just hit these two QR codes at the end and subscribe with your mobile phone. One is for TikTok and one is for YouTube. Of course, it helps me out massively, and that completes. Thank you for watching.